Artificial General Intelligence, AGI,
AGI
AGI.
AGI.
AGI. AGI.
is changing the world.
Friedrich Hegel says that the ultimate goal for human progress is to reach absolute reason and freedom. But this can happen when half the world is still in survival mode. 4.5 billion people lack full access to healthcare, and the poverty rate is more than 46% in developing countries. The methods to achieving equity already exist, but world politics is more orientated towards competitive advantage. For instance, the United States is committing a ton of resources to the promise of an AI super system that will revolutionize the economy as we know it. The existing models have already imbibed preserved literature which contains all of humanity's success in framing, solving, and documenting problems solved. These recorded solutions ensure posterity picks up from a point of having transcended mastered abstractions, including classical physics, mathematics, language, systems, and politics. AI now has access to all of humanity's history. However, the blowfish that promised cancer cure has shamelessly exhaled to AI porn and ads. The AI investment bubble is what happens when you mislabel a personal soft tool creator and learning assistant as AGI. Software companies should just build AI tools into software to eliminate the learning curve, but the trend is hunting a fantasy machine. The US leads in this hunt with 75% of their GDP growth directly linked to the race to be the first to attain AGI. This vicious rabbit dog race is how the US has been the first to virtually everything, be it the internet, PC, car, airplane, smartphone, Hollywood, atombomb.com, YouTube, Mr. Beast, freedom, democracy, and now AGI. Maybe. America is building the Tower of Babel. If they're not careful with handling the crisis of purpose, an extinction-scale catastrophe might be looming. Hundreds of millions of people are already demoralized by the advent of AGI taking the already scarce jobs that give them the will and spirit to live. And again, there are fundamental problems that AGI might not materialize as imagined by the trillionaire. And he won't face the music because money is not real to him, so here's why you shouldn't believe the hype. With Gen AI, there is a fundamental problem. It cannot experience and so cannot have taste because it cannot be inspired by its past work. A human artist is inspired by their role model's work, which they use to make up their taste profile. By contrast, generative AI cannot ingest what it has produced because it's basically excrement that could cause a model collapse. Google uses a digital warning label that says, "Do not feed this back into the system." Indeed, the industry knows this is a crisis. OpenAI is now developing a pocket-sized screenless device embedded with cameras and microphones to gather information and build context from its surroundings. Tesla has built a world simulator where their full self-drive AI can acquire the equivalent of 500 years of human driving experience in a single day, training robots in digital environments before they touch the real world. Nevertheless, these are attempts to engineer around an irreducible truth. Experience cannot be simulated. A machine processing 500 years of synthetic driving data is not the same as a human who has felt the terror of a near miss, the guilt of a mistake, and the gradual calibration of judgment through life-threatening consequence. Elon Musk envisions omniscient billionaires who hover over their assembly and production lines in Apple Vision Pros, talking about how money will be relevant. And we wonder why AI companies are posturing more than doing productive things like engaging the humanities domains to gain a correct perspective on the gap artificial intelligence could fulfill in the world. This is why AI investment feels suspicious. It's based on false faith and is taking advantage of profiteering for more. Hence the bubble. And where are the people in all of this? If you have the audacity to think of a world where you eliminate human purpose, what do the people who have forged you that power get in return? These freedoms only exist in a civilized state, which is a social ecosystem comprised of and sprouts from nuclear families, extended families, community, the broader society in a single republic. A republic is bound by a social contract that affords you your indulgence of your passions as long as you do not harm or conspire to harm anybody. According to Hegel, in a perfect world, the state's universal goal is unified with the private interest of the individual citizen. Of course, nothing ever plays out perfectly. In fact, big tech is doing the most to break the social contract by intending to take away privacy and the right to own. AI is being unleashed with so much disinformation and without a care for humanity. This is a joke. This AI uncertainty will eventually drive people back to official gatekept information channels. Because when anyone can generate questionable infinite content and brain rot, verified sources with reputational stakes become valuable again. Even though billionaires are trying to buy all the media conglomerates, the age of media gatekeeping is slowly creeping back. The very gatekeepers the internet was supposed to make obsolete now control one of the few remaining trust mechanisms in an age of epistemic chaos. But in the grand scheme of things, this difficult path is the only path to harmonize reason and freedom. That's why we say the dragon always guards the treasure chest, meaning a duel with a dragon is the price for revelation. The revelation being that AGI is not a machine in the contemporary sense. Rather, AGI means humans working together with all discoveries of civilization in portable size towards the goal to colonize the cosmos. AGI is a zeitgeist, not a machine. It's a stage in the journey of human progress through infinite possibility. Christians call it the second coming of Christ. Peck brothers call it the singularity. But depending on how we tread this path, something divine or disastrous is about to wake.